The discussion of data centers and their impacts are making headlines throughout the state. And now Potosi community members in the Driftless region are helping their neighbors understand them. WMTV's Sam Swartz was at today's informational session and breaks down the goals of the conversation.
You might mistake this scene for a comedy show.
Seriously though, we have zero laws on the books.
But the topics being discussed by comedian Charlie Behrens and other speakers at this event aren't a joke.
Data centers are a big concern of everybody in the whole state.
Sunday's data center information event was hosted by local volunteers and aimed to answer questions.
What all is involved, the water usage, the energy usage, who pays for what, how it affects the environment.
Jan Schwady lives in a town with a proposed data center and is thankful the community held the session.
I think it's just important to have them, and I hope a lot of people come to them, so they understand what's happening.
Over 500 people came to this meeting, including Iowa County Board member Gerald Gawley.
We're in the process of dealing with it. We're kind of, trying to stay ahead of it.
Gawley plans to share the information he learns with his board members in case a proposal heads their way.
That's the main thing, is getting more education on the subject.
That education is coming from Prescott Balch.
I use data centers all my career.
The Caledonia resident is a former technology executive and says he recently stopped a proposal for a data center in his town.
I've been running around the upper Midwest helping communities understand the risks that come along with the rewards for data centers.
Balch believes the timeline on data centers needs to be longer in order for communities to weigh the pros and cons.
It is possible to sell a community on them, but you don't just jam it down their throats in 6 weeks.
Reporting in Potosi, Sam Swartz, WMTV 15 News.
Not too far from Potosi, the village of Cassville has been mentioned as a potential site for a new billion-dollar data center.